The industry buzzword is situational awareness. I'm just going to call it what my parents told me to do, paying attention. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to the Armed Citizen channel, where I talk about all the things that I wish someone had told me about when I first strapped up some 30 years ago. Please like, share, subscribe, and I always appreciate your comments, the good ones and the bad ones. Each of them helps me deliver better content to you, so please let me know where I might have gone wrong, how I can do better, and what you might like to see on this channel. Let's get on to it. All right, so like I said, situational awareness, those are 25-cent words meaning important things, but it really just boils down to paying attention. And you can make this paying attention actually down in the autonomous zone, because think about it. When you're driving your vehicle, you're already doing the paying attention, even if the executive part of you isn't, right? You're always looking at your mirrors. You're not just looking at the brake light of the vehicle in front of you, you're looking at the brake lights of the 5 vehicles in front of them. When you're going down the road, you're mentally measuring the distance between the tires and the lane stripes of the people in the lanes next to you, and you're looking. Are they coming? Is the gap decreasing, meaning they're coming into your lane? Is it increasing, meaning they're going to another lane away from you? When you pull up to an intersection and another car is pulling up with you, what do? Well, you look at the front of the car. Does the front of the car dip, meaning they've applied their brakes? You look at their front wheel and you're mentally measuring, is it slowing down? Is it not slowing down? The rotation, do you think it's going to stop in time? All these other kind of things. And it's all autonomous. You don't have to think about it. And that's what we should be doing. And the best way I can describe it is by using this book. It's called Left of Bang. It was written by a pair of Marine Corps officers as part of the Marine Corps Combat Hunter program. So, what does left of bang mean? Well, in a timeline, you start at the left side, right? Here's your starting point, and then it draws to the right and things happen along it, and it ends up over here. So a bang is going to be a gunshot, a shooting, an assault, any unpleasant event. Bang, something happens. And by paying attention, you're staying to the left of that bang. You're not being in the range of that bang when it happens. And you don't rear end somebody because they've stopped short because you're watching the cars ahead of them. You see their brake lights come on and you apply your brakes to slow down. So when the guy ahead of you is not paying attention and he hits the car in front of him, you're not going to hit the guy in front of you. Same thing with a car coming into your lane who doesn't know you're there. You can realize that that's happening, hit your brakes, slow down, give them the lane, or get out of the lane, either way. So we want to stay to that left of the bang. And how do we do that? Well, we recognize what should be going on around us. And the best example I can think of is the parking lot for a store. If you're in a store and you're walking out of the store, what should you do? Well, me personally, I look through the window as I am coming up to the door. I am looking for anything out of the ordinary. What should you see when you are approaching that door? You should see people singly and in groups, either doing one of two things, either walking from the store out to the parking lot to their car, or they're walking from their car into the store. Pretty simple. What's out of place? Well, for that, I'm going to have to talk about Colonel Cooper's color codes, right? If you've never heard of this before, he came up with some color codes to represent your mental acuity, different levels of your mental acuity. White is the lowest one. You're going to be in white when you are at home or asleep or in a space that is known to be safe for you. You're not really aware of the environment. You're aware, but you're not looking for threats. Once you get out of that safe area, you should be in what's known as condition yellow. Condition yellow is relaxed awareness. And for good drivers, they're in condition yellow when they're driving on the road. They're paying attention to all the vehicles around them, front, side, and rear, and ready to take the necessary maneuver if they do something that is unexpected. The next level up from yellow is orange. Orange is alert, something is wrong. Need to pay attention to it, right? If someone's weaving, they might be drunk, they might be impaired, they might be trying to get something off the seat. We don't know, but we recognize that that is an anomaly in our environment and stay away from that. Expect them to maybe swerve drastically instead of just swerving the little bit that they are. I don't know. It all depends upon the situation. The next step up from that is condition red. Condition red means they have identified themselves as a actual and imminent threat. In other words, they're diving across several lanes of traffic and they're heading right for you or to cut you off or whatever. They're presenting a threat. So, some people in the years since Colonel Cooper's passing have also added a level called black, and black is where the fight actually happens. Red just means you are preparing yourself for the imminent attack. So, back into the parking lot, right? You see single individuals, you see groups, you see adults with children, and they are all walking to or from their vehicles to the store. Except over there, well, you see a car, and it's got one guy who's leaning on the side of the back quarter panel, and there's another guy who's got his arm like this, and he's talking to the driver, right? That's a little bit out of the ordinary. Not a lot, Hey, you run into someone in the parking lot. You stop and you talk with them. That's okay. That's orange. Once you've figured out that that is not a threat, then you can go back to yellow. Well, let's say the guy who's looking into the car window, right? He's got his arm up like this. He looks up and he sees either another person or he makes eye contact with you. And he holds that eye contact, either with that person or with you. He then stands up. The other guy resting on the quarter panel, he stands up. The driver of the vehicle gets out of the car. Maybe the passenger gets out of the car. Okay, this is an imminent threat because you don't do that after looking at a particular person holding their gaze. This means that they have decided something about you or that person. So now this requires very much enhanced, what would be the word, attention, paying attention. So are they walking toward the other person? Are they walking toward you? What do you do? Well, that all depends upon the situation. You could do things like go back into the store. You could make a 90-degree turn and go down the front of the store to the next store or whatever, and see what they do. It just might be bad timing that they all decided to get out of their car and walk to the store you just walked out of. If you distance yourself from that line and they go into the store, no big deal. If they adjust their path to intersect you or this other person, then you got a problem, and then you got to decide what to do. And I can't take it any farther than that. You have identified an active threat, and now what you do is up to you. But this is what happens when you pay attention. If you keep your eyes on your phone, you're going to have no idea until those guys are in your face. So please, don't be a zombie with your eyes in your phone when you should be at condition yellow or condition orange. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Recognize when things are an anomaly to the expected actions and take appropriate actions based upon them. I can't really make it too much simpler than that. So please, eyes up, head on a swivel, pay attention, keep your phone in your pocket until you're in the car, the door is locked, and you've moved at least a little bit away from where you parked. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you for watching the entire video. If what I discussed here was valuable to you, I ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and maybe drop a few coins in my tip jar to keep me in ammo. Thank you.